This is Introduction to Mathematics Beginner's Level. This course is facilitated by Limitless Learning TT, where it's all about learning on the go. Log into our website from any place at any time and view past videos, practice problems, and solutions for your course. For more information on the services we offer, please visit www.limitlesslearningtt.com. If you have any additional questions or concerns, please feel free to email us at info@limitlesslearningtt. In this lesson, we'll be talking about addition. So, what is addition? So we can think of addition as bringing two or more numbers together to make a new number. Now, we can use a number line to assist when adding small numbers. So we would have already seen what a number line looks like, and we're going to utilize a number line when we're doing addition of small numbers. So a number line, as you would have seen before, is a line that has numbers on it. Right, and my number line, I'm going to have it go from numbers 0 to 10. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So this is my number line, showing digits from 0 to 10, or numbers from 1 to 10. And we're going to utilize this number line to try to add 3 to the number 2. So we want to add 3 to the number 2. So the first thing we want to do is identify our number 2. So I'm going to put a red dot at our number 2. And when we're adding, we always move to the right. So the number that we're adding, we move those amounts of places to the right. In this case, we want to add 3 to the number 2. So that means we're going to move 3 places to the right. 1, 2, 3. So therefore, if we add 3 to the number 4, we get 5. So now, that's the same thing as saying 2 plus 3, because we started at the number 2, plus 3 equals 5. And now what we can do is we can write that statement using math symbols. So 2 plus, this is known as our addition sign. So addition has this sign that looks like a cross. So 2 plus means we're adding the number 3. Our equal sign looks like 2 dashes, and the number 5. So what I've just written there is an equation. An equation is telling me numbers or something that is equal to another number, or something that's equal to another quantity. So I'm saying 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. So the number 5 is the same thing as 2 plus 3. So this is my addition sign. The cross is my addition sign. All right, so this is my addition sign. This is my equal sign. And the numbers that I add, so the numbers that I add, which are 2 and 3, those numbers are called addends. A-D-D-E-N-D. Now, you don't necessarily need to know this, but it's always good to know it, right? So it's called addends. Okay, so let's look at some other equations or some other numbers that we can add together. So we just did 2 plus 3, again using our number line, and we're going to continue using our number line when we're adding small numbers. Okay, so now I have a number line that goes from 0 to 20, and let's say I wanted to add 4 plus 7. Okay, so I am going to start at the number 4. So I'm going to put a green dot at the number 4, and then I'm going to add 7 to it, which means that I'm going to move 7 places to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I end up at the number 11. So that means that 4 plus 7 is 11. What about if instead I wanted to add 7 plus 4? So I know 4 plus 7 is 11. So what is 7 plus 4? So again, we're going to go back to our number line. We're going to start at 7, putting a red dot at 7. And I'm going to move 4 places to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I also get 11. So 7 plus 4 is 11, and 4 plus 7 is 11. So when we're adding two numbers, it doesn't matter which number comes first. Whether we add 4 plus 7 or we add 7 plus 4, we always get the same result. The same result is 11. All right? So when we're adding two numbers, it doesn't matter which number comes first. Let's look at another example. Let's say that we wanted to add 1 plus 6 plus 9. So in this case, we're adding 3 numbers. So what we're going to do is start from the first number we're given. The first number we're given is 1. So I'm going to put a red dot at the number 1. And I'm going to move 6 places to the right because I'm adding 6 first. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That takes me to 7. When I get there, I'm going to add 9. So I'm going to move a further 9 places to the right. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1 plus 6 plus 9 is going to be equal to 16. Now again, remember I told you it doesn't matter what order we're at, what order we go with in terms of our numbers. So what if instead we wanted to start with 9 plus 1 plus 6? Are we going to get the same thing? Now remember, with addition, it doesn't matter the order. We should get 16 if we start at 9, add 1, and then add 6. So let's do that. We're going to put a red dot at the number 9. Okay, and we're going to move 1 to the right because we're adding 1 first. So we move 1 to the right. That takes us to 10. And then we're going to move 6 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I also arrive at 16. So again, when we're adding, it doesn't matter the order of the numbers. The result is still the same. So 1 plus 6 plus 9 is 16, and 9 plus 1 plus 6 is also 16. And let's do one more example with this. That's 2 plus 7 plus 5. So we're going to start at the number 2. I'm putting a red dot at the number 2. And I'm going to move 7 places to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That takes me to 9. And then when I get to 9, I still have to add a further 5. So I'm going to move 5 to the right from 9. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I end up at 14. So 2 plus 7 plus 5 is going to be 14. Now what if you had to add 60 plus 34? Now we could probably use a number line to add 60 plus 34. However, 34 and 60 are larger numbers. They're big numbers. So we're going to have to move 34 places to the right, and then we're going to have a really large number line. So sometimes when we have to add large numbers, a number line can be difficult to work with. So now we have to know a new technique for us to add numbers that aren't small. So we're going to use addition in columns to work with bigger numbers. So for smaller numbers that we're adding, like 2, 4, and 7, small digit numbers, we can always use a number line. But when we're using 2-digit numbers or anything that's really large, we want to not use a number line instead, and we're going to perform addition using columns. So what do I want to add again? I want to add 60 plus 34. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm looking at my numbers 60 and 34. They both have 2 digits, so that means I'm dealing with tens and ones. So I'm going to write tens and ones. I'm going to do my number 60 first. 60 is 6 tens and 0 ones. And then I'm going to put my number 34 directly underneath. And 34 consists of 3 tens and 4 ones. And then I'm going to put my addition sign on the left-hand side. So I'm adding 60 plus 34. And then I'm going to put an equal sign, a large equal sign. And I'm going to write my answer inside this equal sign. Right, so I'm gonna write my answer in this equal sign here. So the first thing that I want to do is look at my ones. So I'm gonna be concerned with my ones. That's this column here. Under ones I have 0 and 4, and I'm gonna add these together. So 0 plus 4. And if you don't know how to add 0 plus 4, we start at 0. We make a small number line. 2, 3, 4, 5. We start at 0, which is here. And we add 4, so we move 4 to the right. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 0 plus 4 is going to be 4. And I put that right in between my equal sign. Then I'm going to do the same thing for my tens. I want to add my tens. And my tens, I have 6 plus 3. So I'm going to have a small number line so that we can see how to add that. So this is my number line here. I'm starting at 6. I'm going to put a red dot at 6. And I'm going to add 3, so I'm moving 3 to the right. 1, 2, 3. So 6 plus 3 is 9. So therefore, 60 plus 34 is going to be equal to 94. So 60 plus 34 is 94. So again, when I have to add large numbers, I always want to break them down into their place values. So hundreds, tens, ones. Then I want to put all the numbers as they are in their place values. And then I add them up by ones first, then tens. If I have hundreds, then hundreds, and so forth. Let's look at another example. So let's say I wanted to add 47 plus 22. Now I look at both of my numbers and they have tens and ones, right? It's 2 digits. So I'm going to put tens and ones. I'm looking at my first number, 47, has 4 tens and 7 ones. I'm going to place my next number, which is 22. 22 has 2 tens and 2 ones. Then I'm going to put my addition sign in the left-hand side between the two numbers, and then I'm going to put a large equal sign. And again, my answer, I'm writing it in between my equal sign. So I first start off with adding my ones. So I have to add 2 to 7, 7 plus 2. I can go to my number line on the side here, start at 7, and add 2. That's 1, 2. So 7 plus 2 is 9. So I come here and I write 9. Then I'm going to work on my tens. I have to add 4 and 2. So I'm going to start at 4 and I'm going to add 2. So I have to move 2 to the right. That's 1, 2. So I end up at 6. So 4 plus 2 is going to be 6. So 47 plus 22 is 69. Let's try another one that's a little more challenging. Suppose we wanted to add 58 plus 37. I have 2 digits, so I'm looking at tens and ones. So I'm going to put my T for tens, my O for ones. 58 is 5 tens and 8 ones. And 37 is 3 tens and 7 ones. I'm going to put my addition sign and of course my equal sign. And then again I start off adding my ones. 8 plus 7. So I'm going to start at 8. I'm going to use this number line at the bottom here. I'm going to put a yellow dot on 8. And I'm going to add 7. So I have to move 7 places to the right. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 8 plus 7 is 15. But 15 has 2 digits, right? So 8 plus 7 is 15. 15 has 2 digits. 15 is 1 10 and 5 ones. I need to put something in my ones column. So I'm going to put 5. That's 5 ones out of my 15. I'm going to put that in my ones column. And this one that's from 15 is technically 110. So I'm going to add that 110 to my tens column. Right, so I'm going to add that 1. I'm just going to stick it in right here so we remember that 1 came from 15. Right, and now I go to my tens columns. I'm going to start at 5. So I'm going to put a red dot at 5. I'm going to add 3. So I'm going 3 to the right. 1, 2, 3. That takes me to 8. But then I have to add this 110. That's from, or I have to add that 1. That's from 15 that we worked out before. So I add 1. And that takes me to 9. So I now have 95. So 58 plus 37 is 95. Let's do one more like that. I now want to add 34 and 36. I have 2 digits. So I'm talking about my tens and ones. So I put my T for tens, my 0 for ones. 34 has 3 tens and 4 ones. And 36 has 3 tens and 6 ones. Put my addition sign on the left and my equal sign. And again, I'm writing my answer within my equal sign. So the first thing I want to do is add my ones. So 4 plus 6, I'm going to start at 4. I'm using this one at the bottom, and I'm going to move 6 places to the right. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That takes me to 10. 10 is 2 digits. I can't write 10 in the 1 space, right? 10 is 1 10 and 0 ones. So what I'm going to do is put my 0 under ones, and this 110, I'm going to have to add it to my tens column. So now I'm going to work on adding my tens. I finished adding my ones. I'm going to work on adding my tens. I'm going to start at 3. So I'm going to put a red dot at 3, and I have to add 3, right? So I move 3 places to the right. That's 1, 2, 3. And then I have to add an additional 1. 1. That takes me to 7. So 3 plus 3 plus 1 from this 10 gives me 7. So 34 plus 36 is 70. Let's try another example. So let's say we wanted to add 26 plus 46. Two digits, so we're dealing with tens and ones. I'm going to put T for tens, O for ones. 26 has 2 tens and 6 ones, and 46 has 4 tens and 6 ones. I'm going to put my addition sign in the left-hand side between the two numbers, and of course my equal sign, and I'm going to write my results in between my equal sign. So the first thing I want to do is add my ones. I'm starting at 6, and I'm going to add 6. So I'm going to put a yellow dot at 6, and I'm going to move 6 to the right-hand side. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That takes me to 12. So 6 plus 6 is 12. But I can't put 2 digits in the section for ones. I can only put 1 digit. Now remember, 12 is 110 and 2 ones. So what I'm going to do is put my 2 ones under the section for ones, and then this 110, I'm going to add this 1 under the 10 section. Next, I'm going to add my tens. So I'm going to start at 2. I'm going to put a red dot at 2. I'm going to move 4 to my right. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I have to move a further 1, and that takes me to 7. That's 72. So 26 plus 46 is 72. Now let's look at a little more challenging question. So we're going to add 69 and 53. Once again, we're going to have our tens and our ones. Okay, 69 has 6 tens and 9 ones. 53 has 5 tens and 3 ones. I put my addition sign on the outside and my equal sign. And I'm first going to work on my ones. 9 plus 3. So I'm going to start at 9, putting a yellow dot at 9. And to add 3, I have to move 3 to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3. So 9 plus 3 is going to be 12. Okay, now again, the 12 is 1, 10, and 2 ones. So I'm going to put my 2 ones under the section for ones, and then this 110 I'm going to add to the tens column. Next, I'm going to add my tens. So my tens will be 6, 5, and 1. So I'm starting at 6. So I put a red dot at 6. Then I move 5 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I have to go an extra 1. 1. That's 12. Again. But this 12 is 12 tens. Okay? So 12 tens I cannot put the number 12, the entire number 12, under the 10 section. 12 tens is 10 tens plus 2 tens. 10 tens is the same thing as 100. So from our past lessons, that's the first lesson we did. Remember, 10 tens are 100. We go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So this is 1 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, 5 tens, 6 tens, 7 tens, 8 tens, 9 tens, 10 tens. So 10 tens are 100. So 10 tens are the same thing as 100. So 100 and 2 tens are the same thing as 20. Okay, so 100, we can represent 100 as 100 and 20 as 20. And 100 plus 20 is 120. Okay? So 120 has 100, 2 tens, and 0 ones. So now that I have to use hundreds, I am going to put an H to represent hundreds. Going to put back my addition sign over on the left-hand side. 6 plus 5 plus 1 is 12 tens. That's 120, which is 100. And 20 is 2 tens and 0 ones. So my 1 digit isn't affected. So I end up with 122 as my final answer. Let's do another one like this. So my question is going to be 71 plus 99. So again, I'm going to put my tens and my ones. 71 has 7 tens and 1 1. 99 has 9 tens and 9 ones. I'm going to put my equal sign. And I'm going to put my addition sign. So the first thing that I'm doing is adding my ones. 1 plus 9. So I'm going to start at 1, put my yellow dot at 1, and I'm going to move 9 spaces. I'm going to move 9 spaces to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1 plus 9 is 10. So that 10 is 1, 10, and 0 ones. So I'm going to put my 0 in the ones section, and then I'm adding 110 to that. So I put that 110 in my tens column. Now I'm going to add my tens. That's 7 plus 9 plus 1. So I'm going to start at 7, putting my red dot at 7. I'm going to move 9 places to the right. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I have to move an additional 1 space. 1. So that gives me 17. And these are 17 tens, because remember we're adding tens. 17 tens is the same thing as 10 tens plus 7/10. And remember, 10/10 are the same thing as 100, and 7/10 is the same thing as 70. So we can rewrite 100 as 100 plus 70. So this is 170. So 100, 7/10, and 0 ones. So now I'm going to adjust my addition columns and put a hundreds column. Put back my addition sign. So now I have 170. That's 100, 7/10, and 0 ones. Right? So 0 plus 0 in the ones column, it remains unchanged. So 71 plus 99 is 170. Let's do another example. We're adding 86 plus 53. Again, I put my tens, my ones. 86 has 8 tens and 6 ones. 53 has 5 tens and 3 ones. I'm going to be adding, and I put my equal sign. So 6 plus 3, I'm going to start at 6 because I'm adding my ones. 6 plus 3. I'm going to start at 6 and go 3 to the right. 1, 2, 3. That's 9. 9 ones. So I put 9 in my ones column. Then I'm going to add my tens. I have 8 plus 5. I'm going to start at 8 and I'm going to move 5 to the right. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 13. And this is 13 tens. 13 tens is the same thing as 10 tens plus 3 tens. Right? Because 10 plus 3 is 13. So 10 tens plus 3 tens. 10 tens is the same thing as 100. And 3 tens is the same thing as 30. 100 can be written as 100 and 30 as 30. So this is 130. So that's 100, 3 tens, and 0 ones. So I'm going to put in my hundreds column. Okay. Put back my addition sign on the outside. And 8 and 5 is going to give me 130, 13. So that's 100, 3 tens, and 0 ones. So 0 ones plus 9 ones gives me my 9 ones that I had before. So my final answer is 139. So basically when you're getting your 13 tens, all you're doing is putting 1 in the 100 spot and 3 in the 10 spot. Right? So 139 is our final answer. Let's look at another question. This one is a little more challenging. So we're looking at 279 plus 100 and, plus 800 and 63. Okay, so this is a larger number. So again, we have 3 digits, so we're dealing with hundreds, tens, and ones. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. This should be 272. 272 plus 863. I'm sorry, guys. So we have 3 digits. So we're talking about hundreds, tens, and ones. So I'm going to put in hundreds, tens, and ones. Okay? I'm putting my numbers. 272 is 2 hundreds, 7 tens, and 2 ones. 863 is 8 hundreds, 6 tens, and 3 ones. I'm putting my addition sign on the outside, and then of course I'm putting my equal sign. So I'm going to start with my ones first. So that's 2 plus 3. I'm going to put a yellow dot at 2, and I'm moving 3 places to the right. That's 1, 2, 3. So 2 plus 3 is 5. So I'm going to put 5. That's 5 ones. All right, so I'm going to put 5 in my 1 section. Then I have to add 7 plus 6. So I'm going to start at 7 because I'm adding my tens next. 7 plus 6. I start at 7 and I move 6 places to the right. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 13. But these are 13 tens. 13 tens are 10 tens plus 3 tens. 10 tens is 100 and 3 tens is 30. So that is 130. Right? So 13 tens. Right? Don't get confused as yet. 13 tens means 3 is going in my 10 spot. And this one, which is 100, I'm going to put it in my hundreds column. Right? Because it's 130. So 1 in my hundreds column. 3 goes in my tens column. And 0 plus 5 is 5, sorry. So 3 and 5, 3 under tens, 5 under ones. And the 1 from here is going under hundreds. So now I have to go and add my hundreds. That's this column here. So I'm going to use this number line on the top here. So I'm starting at 2. I'm adding 8, so I'm going 8 to the right. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going to add 1 more. 1, right? So that's 2. I added 8. And then I added an extra 1. That gives me 11. So that is 11 hundreds. Right? But I can't put the whole number 11 under hundreds. So I have to put my 11 like this. 1, 1. So that means this one that's here right? This one that's here is this one here, right? And because of that, I now have to add another column that is thousands. So my final answer when adding 272 plus 863 is going to be 1,135. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our addition section, and of course what we're going to do now are some practice problems that would cover all of the things that we would have done in this lesson. So we're going to do some questions with some number lines, then we're going to add some small and some large numbers. So let's look at our practice problems. The first one is using a number line, find 4 plus 9. So we're going to highlight 4 on our number line, and then we're going to move 9 spaces to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 4 plus 9 is 13. Then we're going to use a number line again. This time we want to find 5 plus 13. So we're going to put a red dot on 5. And then we're going to move 13 spaces to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that is 18. So 5 plus 13 is 18. Next, we want to add 55 to 32. So we come here, 55 plus 32, we're dealing with 2 digits, so we have tens and ones. Okay, so 55 is 5 tens and 5 ones. 32 is 3 tens and 2 ones. Did I say that? 55. 5 tens, 5 ones. 32, 3 tens, 2 ones. Put our addition sign to the left and our large equal sign. Writing our answer within the equal sign, we start with ones. 5 plus 2. We start at 5 and we move 2 places to the right. 1, 2. 5 plus 2 is 7. Then we're going to do the same thing for our tens. We're going to start at 5 and we're going to add 3. So moving 3 spaces to the right. That's 1, 2, 3. So 5 plus 3 is 8. So 55 plus 32 is 87. 87. The next question. Find 19 plus 63. We have 2 digits, so we're dealing with tens and ones. So I'm going to put T for tens and O for ones. 19 is 1 10 and 9 ones. 63 is 6 tens and 3 ones. I put my addition sign in the left side. And then, of course, I'm going to have my equal side. I'm going to start with adding my ones first. So that's 9 plus 3. I put my dot at 9, and I'm going to move 3 places to the right, and that's 1, 2, 3. So that gives me 12, but this is 12 ones, which is 2 ones and 1 10. So I'm going to put my 2 ones here. And I'm going to add this 1 10 in 12 to my tens column. So now I'm going to add my tens section on my number line. So that's 1. I'm starting at 1. I put my red dot at 1. I'm going to add 6. So I'm moving 6 places to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to move an additional 1. 1. So that gives me 8. 8 tens. I put my 8 under the tens area. So 19 plus 63 is 82. Next, I'm going to add 123 plus 486. But now I have 3 digits, so I am dealing with hundreds, tens, and 1. So I put H for hundreds, T for tens, and O for ones. 123 has 100, 2 tens, and 3 ones. 486 has 4 hundreds, 8 tens, and 6 ones. I'm putting my addition sign in the left hand side, and I'm putting my equal sign. So I'm going to start with my ones first. So that's 3 plus 6. I'm going to start at 3. move 6 places to the right. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3 plus 6 gives me 9 ones. I'm going to put that 9 under the ones section. So that's 9. Then next, I am going to add my tens. So that's 8. 2 plus 8. So I'm going to put my red dot at 2. Putting my red dot at 2. And then I'm going to move 8 places to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's going to give me 10 tens. And we know that 10 tens is 100. Alright, so we have 100, 0, so 100, 0 tens and 0 ones. We're going to put this 100 under our 100 section or 100 columns. And we have 0 tens. So we're going to put 0 tens and 0 ones. 0 plus 9 is 9. And then lastly now, we're going to add our 100 section. So that's here. 1 plus 4 plus 1 means we're starting at 1. And we're moving 4 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. That takes us to 5. And then we add the additional 100, 1. And that gives us 6. So 123 plus 486 is going to be equal to 609. And our last question is find 657 plus 381. We have 3 digits, so we know we're dealing with hundreds, tens, and ones. So I put my H for hundreds, tens, and O for ones. 657 has 6 hundreds, 5 tens, and 7 ones. 381 has 3 hundreds, 8 tens, and 1 1. I'm going to be adding that together. I put my equal sign. So we start with adding our ones. So 7 plus 1, I start at 7. And I move 1 to the right. That gives me 8. So I'm going to come in my 8s, in my ones column and put 8. Then next, I'm going to work on adding my tens. So I come to the 10 section, that's 5 and 8. So I put a red dot at 5. And I'm going to move 8 spaces to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That gives me 13, and that's 13 tens. So 13 tens means that I'm putting 3 in my tens place, and that 1 from the 13, I am adding it to my hundreds column. Right, so from my 13 tens, I'm adding 3 to the tens column, and that 1 I'm adding to my hundreds column. And now lastly, I'm going to add my hundreds section. Right, so for hundreds column, I'm adding 6. I'm adding 3 to 6 and an extra 1. So I start off at 6. I move 3 to the right. 1, 2, 3. And then I move 1 more 1. So I end up with 10. And these are 10 hundreds. I can't put the 10 under the entire hundred section. So my 0 goes under hundreds. And my 1 now goes under a new column that has to be thousands. So 657 plus 381 is going to be equal to 1038. This brings us to the end of our lesson. This is Introduction to Mathematics Beginners Level. This course is facilitated by Limitless Learning TT, where it's all about learning on the go. Log into our website from any place at any time and view past videos, practice problems, and solutions for your course. For more information on the services we offer, you can visit our website at www.limitlesslearningtt.com. And if you have any additional questions or concerns, you can always send us an email at info@limitlesslearningtt.